am I the asshole for kink shaming my mom? I'm not going to pull the "it's not what it sounds like" card. This is exactly what it says on the title. I personally think I was justified in doing so, but I'm willing to hear people out if I wasn't. My mom, 55 female, has this pretty necklace that she wears all the time. I, 20 female, would always admire it when I was a kid. Nobody else has a necklace like it. It's metal and wraps around her neck like a ring. She never took it off and always told me it was a gift from my dad whenever I asked about it.
Oh, God. It's like a... Okay.
Last week, she sat me down to tell me something. She told me that she's in a 24/7 BDSM relationship with my dad.
Oh.
The necklace is not actually a necklace, but a fucking collar that he has the key to. I couldn't handle it. This necklace that I always loved as a kid is actually for her kink that she was shoving in my face for my entire life. Now I'm rethinking all of her behaviors and all of the ways that she got me involved in her goddamn kink. I told her that she was disgusting and stormed out. Now she's blowing up my phone, accusing me of being a prude and a kink shamer. My dad's getting in on it too and swearing that this shit is healthy. I just don't know what to do. Currently, I can't even think of forgiving her for telling me this. So am I the asshole?
Okay. Did this person say how old they are?
20 years old.
20.
And their mom's 55.
You know, I can kind of understand why the mom told her son, because I think... Oh, okay. Why the mom told her daughter, because I think eventually someone would have told her, like, by the way, your mom is wearing like a BDSM necklace. Like,
I was gonna say, why would you even bring it up at all?
I guess to like preemptively get ahead of it. I don't know.
I mean, I actually would rather hear from a stranger that's a BDSM collar than my mom sitting me down and saying, I'm in a 24/7 BDSM relationship with your dad.
Yeah, that's not fun to have to hear. That sucks. That really sucks.
Yeah, I don't even know what I would do if I heard that. I think I'd just be like, I need space. It's weird to... she says something like...
And now her mom involved her in the kink.
Yeah, now I'm rethinking all of her behaviors and all the ways she got me involved in her goddamn kink. So I'm like, what other things happened?
I was wondering that too. Like, what do you mean you were involved?
Okay, so there's an edit that kind of clarifies this.
Okay.
It says, edit for info. While she never did anything directly sexual around me, I've learned that kink isn't inherently sexual to a lot of BDSM people. So things like her opening the door for my dad and giving him a back massage is actually just their kink. She calls him Sir. I am asexual and sex repulsed. She knows this. One more edit, because people are rightfully asking how it came up into conversation. I literally just complimented her necklace and told her how much it meant to me.
Oh my God.
That's partially why I was so heartbroken to hear about its origin. I apologize for being so angry in the comments, but this has admittedly been traumatizing for me. A lot about my childhood is coming to light. That's so funny that she's like, it meant so much to me.
Also, it sounds like she has always loved this necklace and has been complimenting her mom on this necklace for years. So the mom was probably like, I just can't hear her compliment my BDSM collar one more time.
That makes me feel like, okay, the mom had like an opening to be like, I'm so sorry, but like, you probably don't want to be telling me how much my collar means to you.
Yeah. You know what? Part of me is thinking like, good for this couple who's like worked out this dynamic between them that I guess works.
Well, now I'm wondering, like, this girl is saying that she's asexual and sex repulsed. I'm wondering if growing up in a household that was so sexually charged made her that way. Not saying that that is going to happen to you if you're asexual. It doesn't mean you came from a household like that.
You don't choose your sexuality unless you feel like choosing one, in which case you can.
But if your parents are always playing this like sexual game around each other, it's like, do you ever actually have a, break from it.
That's such a good point. I I agree. I know some BDSM dynamics is, I guess theirs is 24/7, but I feel like sometimes you can just be doing that when you're actually engaging in some sort of sexual act together. I don't know if it's kind of strange to be in a 24/7 BDSM kink dynamic when you have children around.
I think it is.
Because the opening the door and the massages, those can be like innocent, nice things that a couple does for each other when they love each other. It doesn't have to be like part of it feeding into a kink dynamic. But then it's like every mundane task is a part of that. So then it is a little bit off-putting.
You know what this sounds like, which is one of Mom's favorite terms?
What?
Sexual leakage. Leaky sexual energy.
Yes, she loves to say leaky sexual energy.
Yes.
When people are just like oozing it out of them in an inappropriate, uncomfortable way.
It's kind of like how if a man is watching a woman on the TV, he starts groaning. That's leaky sexual energy.
Yeah,
like,
we had people in our family do that.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't need to hear you groan at a woman on the TV. Keep it inside.
Yeah, like uncles and grandparents and stuff.
That'd be like us seeing like a hot man on the TV and going,
yeah,
like you're like, why are you making?
Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. That's weird. I'm glad our dad never did stuff like that.
Yes, I'm really happy. I
I've
know nothing
never-
about their sex life. That's how it should be.
I've never heard him objectify a woman, and that's what it should be.
Yeah. I if he does, I'm glad it's in private.
Yes, keep it in, conceal, don't feel.
You shouldn't know what your parents are into. That's the bottom line. I think that's where the emotional scarring happens. Like, I'm like, I am so glad I don't know any kinks of my immediate family.
That's true.
Yes.
Keep it that way. This reminds me of something I've thought about as well, where that BDSM kink where people like to walk someone like a dog.
Yeah.
I don't think you should be able to walk someone in public.
Oh.
Like an adult walking another adult like a dog.
Have you seen that?
No, but I had a friend who was like a dominatrix and would do that. And I remember her telling me this, and I'm like, I don't think you should walk people in public because that's part of the...
I think it depends on the setting. I feel like that's something you could get away with in New York City because there's crazy shit happening all the time. Or if you're at like a kink parade or like event.
Yeah, I get if it's a specific party or an environment for that.
I agree with you though. I also do not think people who are furries should be able to wear their outfit in public because I worked at a brunch restaurant and this grown woman came in wearing cat ears and a tail. And I was like, that's disgusting. You cannot dress up as a fucking cat at 11 a.m. There's children in here. They're going to be like, why is that woman a cat?
Yeah.
It's clearly a sexual thing. Like the rest of her outfit was like normal. I'm like, but that's clearly a sexual thing.
I didn't think we were going to take the route of kink shaming, but I agree.
You know what? Sometimes that is someone's kink. They like being shamed. So maybe that's why they wear it in public.
That's true. You're reminding me of this incident that I witnessed at a Kroger at like 11 p.m. I went to Kroger is a grocery store in the South for our
people know what Kroger is. It's all over the country.
Really? I thought it was just in some places.
It's very popular.
Okay. Sorry. For our international listeners, Kroger is a grocery store.
There's Kroger's in Germany. Okay.
So I was at the self-checkout at Kroger and I looked up and this man, also a customer at the self-checkout, was wearing a tail. like a little dog tail. Or I don't know what type of tail, but it was a tail. And it became obvious that he was a regular at the Kroger. Like he was friendly with the employees. He started chatting with an employee and he was like, yeah, you're not going to see me very much in the future. And the Kroger employee was like, "Oh, where are you going?" And he's like, "I'm getting deployed." What the fuck? And I was like, "Bro, there's furries in the military."
Dude. He's gonna have a fun fucking time.
Yeah, I was like, that's so crazy.
Okay, there is one final update on this story. Do you want to hear it?
Share it.
Okay. Okay, it says, things are coming to light that I've never thought about before. Repressed memories that I didn't want to think about. They would never control their volume. I thought they were fighting.
Oh.
My dad called my mom dirty and awful names. She would kneel down and shine his shoes every day, kissing his feet. I thought this was normal.
Oh, no.
When my parents were having sex, they were fighting. Or were they still having sex? I can't even tell anymore. My dad told me that he had needs, and my mom needed to meet them. The thought of being controlled by something so violent made me want to puke. I think that's what made me sex repulsed.
You guessed it. You guessed it. Yeah, that's...
To everyone in the kink community who found this post, kink is not non-sexual. Stop using weddings as an excuse to shove your kink into the faces of non-consenting people. You never know what they've been through. I don't know what that means.
I guess you would have to dive into the comments to figure out what.
To all the people telling me to, quote, grow up, talking about sex is normal, I am traumatized and you're seriously not helping. Goodbye.
Yeah, that's fair. It's not the same as your friend saying I have a BDSM kink with my partner. It's like your parent. And I guess hearing more about what she witnessed is concerning and also sort of a weird model for relationships to grow up seeing.
Yeah, I saw this too. The top comment says, not the asshole, but God, I hope this is fake. Why anyone would tell their kid about their kink lifestyle is beyond me. It might be the healthiest and most consensual relationship in the world, but as their kid, you have every right to just not want to be involved in any of that, which I think is like basically what you just said. Yeah, it's like, sure, you can be consenting adults and do your own thing, but if you're like doing these acts in front of your kid, it's gonna leave an impression on them in some way. Like, even if you're not fully having sex in front of them, if you're like shining your husband's shoes and kissing his feet, and also your kid is hearing your dad like call your mom a bitch and a whore.
Yeah, the verbal degradation.
That's gonna make you...
That adds like a complex layer to your understanding of that.
I'm like, why couldn't you guys do this when you had like alone time, or like get a babysitter? And like, I understand people have needs and wants, like she's saying her dad had needs, but it's, if your life with your partner 24/7 is of a sexual nature, I do think that's unhealthy. Like,
yeah. Do you think all the men who call women bitches and whores wish that it was like part of the kink of the dynamic? Probably. Men be calling women that non-sexually.
No, I don't think so, because I've been called both of those things.
Yeah, I've been called some mean words
in a non-sexual context.
Yeah,
and it wasn't a kink of theirs. They were just being mean.
Yeah.
They were just mad at me.
Yeah. I hear you, sister. Been there.
But yeah, it's like if it shouldn't be sexual 24/7, because then what really is your relationship? Is there something deeper if you're constantly like serving this other person? Like, you never get a break to just like be yourself. Like, you're just this sexual creature in their eyes, and then you guys have a kid together and you're not like, hey, maybe let's schedule this.
How do you have a practical discussion if you're being called a bitch and shining your husband's shoes while you're like, so anyways, what do you want to eat this week?
Yeah,
what's on the menu? What's on the menu? Yeah.
And usually like relationships like that involve kink are like super consenty, and like,
yeah,
there's
consent
a bunch of rules.
Is a big part of it, and knowing your limits and having agreements and all that kind of stuff. I feel like our mom has very lightly brought up sexual topics with us, and we're like, la 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 la, no, we don't want to hear it. We don't want to hear it. We don't want to hear it.
Well, anytime she's made a sexual joke in the past and I'm like, ew, she's like, well, that's how you get here. I'm like, okay, I'm aware I took sex ed.
Yeah, you did. Oh yeah, we did. I feel like I didn't learn that much in sex ed, but yeah, I think one time she was like saying something in passing about her sex life, and we were like, Mom, we don't want to hear about that. Like, we just don't. And she
was like, I thought we could be friends.
I feel like she got mildly offended and was like, if I knew that my mom was having sex still with her husband, I would be happy for her.
I'm like, yes, but there's a difference between being happy that your parents are still sexually active and like hearing the details of it. Or like having them talk to you about it. I'm like,
yeah, I think I'm in the camp of I just really don't want to know.
I
want to know that you're happy and in love and that you still cherish each other.
I don't want to be like, I got a good dickin' last night.
Okay, she's never done that to us.
No. But this mom would.
Yeah, literally.
I really like this comment too. It says, not the asshole. Part of BDSM is making 100% sure that everyone exposed to the kink is consenting, which I think is like the main factor here.
Yeah.
Even if they didn't do anything sexual in front of you, they knew they were practicing BDSM in front of their child, and that sits wrong. Maybe you reacted strongly, but I can't imagine any other way a sane person would react to that news. Your mom had no reason to tell you about this, and in doing so, changed the lens you see your entire childhood through. It makes sense for you to be repulsed. I'm like, at a certain point, she was 20 writing this. I'm like, at a certain point, you're going to have that realization.
Yeah.
Because, like, imagine getting into a relationship and you think, like, the normal thing to do is, like, shine your partner's shoes and kiss their feet.
Yeah, that would make me asexual.
I also, like, if I had a kid, I wouldn't want to do that in front of them. Even if, like, I had a kink like that and there was a part of it that was non-sexual, I'd be like, this is a private moment with me and my person.
I don't understand the argument of saying kink is non-sexual. I think that the definition of kink is like what you're into sexually, right? So I don't
know who was saying in the comments. It was probably her mom and dad in the comments.
Her mom and dad like opened up a bunch of Reddit accounts and was like, you're a terrible person for not supporting this type of lifestyle no matter what.
It's wild.
Yeah.
Well, that is that story. Please write us in if you have any stories of your own, or if you want any advice about moms from a mom. We are going to have our mom on in the next episode so that she can come refute anything we've said about her.
Yeah, she has made some clarifying statements already. So
our mom's the only one who listens. If you look in the comments on YouTube, you'll see her. She's there.
She's there being like, I did not think this, or the reason you thought airplanes were higher in the sky is because we lived in the suburbs.
Yes.
But I was hanging out with her the other day. We are making a vegetable garden in their backyard, and we were working on that project together, and a plane was flying over, and she was like, Taz is right. The planes are especially Southwest planes. They get so close.
Yes, Southwest. I'm like, I can fully read the letters on the plane. I was never able to do that as a kid.
Yeah. So maybe you're onto something. I haven't quite noticed it, but
we should look into the data on that. Are planes closer to the ground than they used to be? Than they used to fly? Maybe like regulations got changed.
Yeah, we're resurfacing this topic.
Please let us know if you're a pilot or a flight attendant. But anyway,
follow us on social media.
Yes, follow us on social media. We're at whatdmomsay on everything. Email us, comment,
rate it.
Yes,
give a nice review.
We would love that.